Back at the studios, WCNT will be back at Snappy Tomato Pizza a week from tonight for Skyhawk Talk. Coach, before we talk about our matchup Saturday, let's look at some of the other scores from the Ohio Valley Conference. Your thoughts, or if you know much about the game. I know you're busy with our game and preparing, but when you see these scores, you've got to think, well, how about that? Tennessee State wins over Florida A&M 17-14.
You know, big win. There's a lot of quality teams in the OVC this year. You know, a couple surprises won this, but big win and goal line stand, I believe, twice at the goal line.
Arkansas wins over Jacksonville State 49-24. Jack State was in that one early.
Well, they were, and, you know, Arkansas is probably one of the top, 10 teams in the country, so that's not that's a measuring stick. Then Jacksonville State's obviously is talented as well.
In Bowling Green, Western Kentucky beats Austin Peay 49-10.
Western Kentucky won 7 games last year, so I think you'll know more about Austin Peay as the year progresses.
Florida State, national championship contender this year, beats Murray State 69-3.
You know, if Arkansas is in the top 10, then Florida State's probably in the top 5 or 6. So, tough road, tough place to go play.
Purdue wins over Eastern Kentucky 48-6. That one surprised me a little bit.
Well, but Danny has said, this is going to be his best team that he's had at Purdue. I think he expects them, to be in a quality bowl. So, that's still some Big Ten competition.
And finally, Tennessee Tech over Hampton 41-31.
Big win. They obviously quality. Coming back off the conference championship, I don't know much about Hampton this year, but obviously adding Rogers in their passing game, they had a big win.
Talk about him. Some people predicting he'll be the OVC Player of the Year. He's a transfer from Tennessee. Controversy there.
Mm-hmm.
We're seeing more and more players come from Southeastern Conference teams to OVC teams.
Right. Well, we've got a transfer from Knoxville too, and so we'll just coach the players that we got.
Okay, Coach, Northern Illinois, the opponent coming up Saturday. When I first saw them on the schedule, how cool! We're going to play Northern Illinois. How did this happen?
I don't know. No, several years ago, we had to have one of the FBS games, and it was a quality opponent, and with a good price tag, and so with that, it was an opportunity. The Memphis game is one that was added a year ago, but Northern Illinois was probably signed 3 years ago. Mm-hmm. Now that was before they obviously won 11 games last year, won a bowl game, and so quality program. In fact, our former defensive line coach Ryan Nielsen is their current defensive coordinator at Northern Illinois. So I know what kind of a quality coach he is. So I watched the tape yesterday. So
where they lost to Iowa
and lost to Iowa, 18-17, and an outstanding game, and just they'll probably be, my 7 years here, I probably imagine they're one of the top 3 defenses we've ever gone against.
Really?
It'll be a tough challenge.
Yeah, that's a good thing, though, because you're going to see what you got and what you don't have.
I don't know if it's a good thing, Chris, but
I'm trying to spin it, Coach.
Yeah, no, they're a very quality team. It will be like we talked to the team about today, is that I know all I can promise you is a couple of things. If you don't have great practice this week, you don't have any chance, okay? You don't have to beat them like the World Series 4 out of 7 times. You got to beat them 1 time.
Great point.
For 4 quarters. All right. So, any other questions? Let's go practice. Let's get on the bus Friday, and let's go play.
Defensively, as you said, they're good. What else do we know about this team?
Well, their quarterback is a running quarterback. They didn't throw the ball around that much last week, but and they lost 10 starters on offense off the 11-win team. So, they'll and the strength of our defense is our defensive line. So we'll have to have some great play from that and get some turnovers. But the challenge will be moving the football against them. We're going to have to be sound and not put our defense in bad situations. And but like I said, their defensive line, I was very, very impressed watching them tape.
Practice this week, how is it different than last week, or is it just the same?
Yeah, it's the same. It's the same. But I think what's kind of neat about it is the older guys kind of know what they accomplished, and it's kind of neat to see the younger guys that didn't play in the game. Some of them even went home this weekend. They were not there. Hadn't seen their parents in a month, and stuff. So it's kind of neat to see them walking around the building with a little swagger, hey, I played a place that just got through beating, an FBS school. So that's kind of neat to see that, because I know how hard, the heartaches and different tough losses Derek Carr has been through, and how close to different conference championships he could have been a part of. So I know there's some satisfaction there, but it is kind of neat to see the swagger of the young guys.
What's travel plans, Coach? Leave Friday?
Yes, we'll leave Friday morning early.
Taking a bus
and bus up there, and I think we get there about 7 o'clock Friday night, and and walkthroughs and eat and get them to bed and wake up Saturday, walkthroughs and eat, and then go play at 6 o'clock. So I think their arrival time back was 6 a.m. Sunday morning.
Oh, just as the sun's coming up.
The sun's coming
That's
up.
Makes for a long night. Now, if you win, it's going to be a short night.
No, there's no question. Yeah, but still, when it's 8 to 10 hours, though, even when you win, it's a long way.
And I can't even begin to describe those long bus rides. They're almost undescribable.
Do y'all have more fun on the basketball bus, though? I bet you do, don't you?
There's more room.
There's more room.
There's less food.
How many seats does McMillan get by himself?
He gets 4 rows.
And does Bucky take a limousine?
Yeah.
Okay.
This is good. I hope we got this on tape here, Robert. We're going to make sure. Coach, as always, thank you so much, and we'll visit with you Saturday on the First State pregame show.
Hey, thanks so much. Appreciate you guys.
Coach Jason Simpson and the Skyhawks winning over Memphis as they head to Northern Illinois. They play on Saturday. We'll have the broadcast on Mix 101.3 WCMT. And a special thanks to University of Tennessee at Martin Sports Information Department and Trudy for all the information passing it along here for tonight's program. Paul Tinkle at our flagship station, WCMT, for opening the doors. And Snappy Tomato Pizza, where we usually are, will be open a week from tonight. And we'll be back at Snappy with that delicious pizza buffet. Chris Brinkley reminding you can go to UTMsports.com on the web for all the information about the statistics and what's going on with UT Martin sports teams. And you can also check us out at OVCsports.com to see how the other teams in the Ohio Valley Conference are doing during this 2-game stretch where you have a lot of non-conference games. Thanks to Robert, our studio engineer tonight, for making it possible. And stay with us. Big Orange Hotline coming up next. For Jason Simpson, I'm Chris Brinkley saying so long, everybody. Thanks for tuning in to Skyhawk Talk here on the Skyhawk Sports Network.